Yeah, can you see my screen?
No. Yeah,
No.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yesterday, like we have like discussed about the session management. The topics we have like discussed, we have sessions, cookies, query string, and all. Right. So today I will like show you in like how like we can use these state management concepts in actual project. So I have one project here. Okay, so we can I will show you how we can use this like sessions, query string, caching, view state and all. Okay. Okay, we'll start with the view state. Okay, I have not implemented the view state in this project. Let me create a new sample and explain you. Okay, let me add new page or form. Okay, I'm creating us like a table here. It's just simply creating a form. Okay, let me change the name of these text box as well. Let's say name text box, user ID text box, and email text box. Okay, that's it. Okay, so like we have discussed. Okay, let me like show you the practical part, then we'll discuss in detail the view state. Okay, so I have like taken the three fields or three text boxes. One is name, user ID, and email. And on submit, what we will do, I will like store these three information in string variable. Let me declare the three variable. One is name. let's say underscore name, underscore user ID, underscore email. Okay. And when I click on button, okay, let me rename it to submit button. Submit button. Okay, so this is button one. Okay, it's still button one. We delete. Yeah, just delete it from here. Now double click it. So it's now submit button click. So when we click on submit button, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to save the information in these variables. Equals to name, text box one dot text, user ID, user ID text box one dot text, and email equals email text box dot text. Okay. And once like we have like saved this information in variables, now I'm going to clear the data from text boxes. Name text box dot text equals, let's say, string dot empty. Yes, we will do the same with rest of the control as well. User ID text box and email text box. Okay. So this is the first step. When I click on submit button, the information we have in on text box, we are just simply saving into the variables. Okay. And on a reload, what we will do on, okay, let me rename it. Reload button. On reload button, just remove this. I'm going to again fetch the information from variable and assign to the controls, right? What text equals say underscore name underscore user ID and email text box dot text equals email. Okay. Okay. Now let's see the output first. Okay. Let me repeat it again. So on submit, I'm just when we click on submit button, we just simply fetching the values of controls from control and saving inside the string variables and making the text boxes empty. Okay, and when we click on the reload button, so whatever the data we have saved in the variables, we are just simply assigning to the text boxes. Okay, let's see the output now. Okay, name is, let's say, Pawan. User ID is pcache, let's say. Okay, and email is pawan@gmail.com. Okay, when I click on submit, now the data we have like provided in text box, now it is saved inside the variable and text box are become empty. Okay, so this is the code which we like design on submit. Click on submit. Now when we click on this reload button, Like now the data is supposed to be fetched from the variable and assigned on the text boxes. Okay, let me click on this reload button. Okay, see, so I'm clicking, but data is not coming on the text boxes. Okay, okay, let me debug this. Let's say on reload. Again, I'm saving the details, adding the details. When I click on submit, we now data is saved in a variable. When we click on reload, okay, let's see what's inside underscore name. So name is null right here. Okay, let me add debugger at this point as well. On some click of submit, just to make sure. So we have data inside name underscore name variable. It's saying per one. Okay, when I click on submit, so I'm going to press F10. Okay, so when I'm just hover the mouse on underscore name, so we can see we have data inside this variable. Okay, that is per one. Okay, let me continue it. Okay, when I click on this reload button, but at this point underscore name is empty. Okay, so this is the we can say this is a behavior why the name is becoming empty, and we are basically adding a value inside the underscore name, and we first we click on submit. Data is moved on name. When I click on reload, at this point now name is null. Why? So let's discuss this thing. So this is basically due to round trip behavior. Round trip means to say like as we discussed, we have client and server structure. Okay, when client make a request to a server and server give a response, this is called a round trip or request response cycle. Okay, so when we click on submit button, so request move to the server. Okay, and server basically storing data into variable underscore name. Okay, and sending request to client. This is the first round trip when we click on submit button. Okay, when server give the response to the client, and at that time the name become empty, and when we click on reload again, like we are sending request to the server and we are fetching data from this names variable. So this name is empty now or null. So that's why we are like not like getting a value in the text box. Okay, so this is when we like have perform a round trip or request response cycle. Basically systems did not maintain the state of the variable. State means to say that whatever the data we have inside the variable, system do not save it. Once the request response cycle is completed, system just release the information from the memory. Okay, so this is the scenario where we need the view state. concept. We basically we need the concept, or the requirement is we want to maintain the data during the round trip. Once the round trip is done, and still I want to uh, want this data on my page only. Okay, like through variables, we cannot do that. So we see that. So once we click on submit, request send to the server, and we receive the response, variables data get flushed from the memory. Okay. So now we will like replace these variables with the view data. Okay. When we click on uh, submit button, instead of variable, we will use view state. Say view state. So view state is basically it's a collection. So we save the data with key value here. Okay, so we have as to provide a unique name, unique key. So so name is a key and the value is whatever data we have inside the text box, name text box. Okay, let me replace the variables with the view state. So name, user ID, email. Okay, so this is the first step. Now we want to fetch the information from the view state and want to display on text box. So I'm going to replace it here. Okay. Okay. Why it is showing me a red line? Because the view state basically store the data in form of object. So we need to perform the casting. Means to say dot toString. Okay. Now user an email. Okay. Dot toString. Okay, the same situation is same, form is same. We just change, replace the variable with the view state. Now let's see the output with the same code. Okay, now I'm going to again provide the same details. Okay, when we click on submit, now these all data basically store inside the view state. Okay, and the text boxes are blank now. Or now I'm going to click reload. See, okay, now we fetch the information from the view state and uh, save on display on the text boxes. Okay, okay, clear. What is view state? How we can use a view state?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And one more point I want to mention for view state. Let's say we have a collection of pages in our website. Let's say we have multiple pages. This is our website. Okay, we have multiple pages. Page 1, page 2, page 3. Okay, this is page 1, page 2, page 3. So we are dealing with the view state. Okay, so this is very important to understand. The scope of view state is page only. Page only means to say we can store the data of page in view. In the same page we can retrieve I mean to say we can retrieve on the same page as well. We cannot like shift the data from page 1 to page 2 using ViewState. Okay. So as we like seen in example, so we reload the information on same page only. Okay. So the scope is page only. Okay. The next topic is there is sessions. Okay. Let's discuss the scope first. Session means to say again, like we are saving us data in a view state, a view stage. We can also save the data in session. Okay, let's say session is also like dealing with the key value pair, key value. Okay, but the scope is like the entire website. Let's say we have 100 pages in our website and we save like a data inside a session with the key, let's say username, username. Okay, and this session variable username is accessible to entire page, entire website. We can fetch this information in P3 or maybe on P100 page. Okay, the scope is like the entire website, the complete website. Okay, okay. So we can store multiple values in the sessions. Okay, and we can also manually destroy this session as well. Okay, let's see how we can like use this session. Okay, one like the common example I want to like discuss. So many time we will like have a let's say you log in into any website and use you land on the home page and you are not moving your cursor or not uh, typing anything, especially in a bank websites. Okay, for 5 minutes or 2 3 minutes, if you are not doing any activity on page, system automatically uh, log out your session, right? We get the message your the session has been expired, like something like that, right? So when we are saying when system is saying session has been expired means to say they are dealing with this state management concept, that is the sessions. Okay, so we'll create an example. Let's say we have a login page. Okay, we have user ID and password. Okay, so when the user ID and password is valid, let's say user ID is admin and password is also admin. Okay, if the username and password both are admin and I want to start a session. Okay, I want to start a session. When we click on logout button, logout link, I want to destroy this same session. Okay, and this session will be accessible to entire website and we will store multiple values inside session and we can access that access it on any page. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll show you this session example with my project. Okay, I have like a small project. Let me execute it and we will discuss how we uh, how I'm like using a session in my application. Okay. So here we have like username and password. Let me add username and password. And when I'm saying login, okay. Once I'm saying login, so I have like started a new session. Okay. And when I'm clicking on logout, and now I destroy the session. Okay. Without session, I cannot access any page. Let's say if I just click on this back button, okay, and let's say refresh, it's again taking me to login page or a default page. See, it's not taking me to the home page now. The reason is we are like dealing with the session. Once I'm clicking on the logout button, so I just simply destroy the session. And without creating session, we cannot enter in the website. Okay, so let me show you the code. So I have this default page, this login form. Okay, on this login button, this is the code basically. You can just simply ignore this right now. I just want to show how we are like creating the session. Okay. Okay, so this is a username and this is a password where I'm like saving username and password. And this username and password also we are saving in session. So session is like it also store val data like in form of key and value. So user is basically a key. Okay, and in this key we are saving the username. Okay, and the second variable is user ID. We are storing use ID in session. Okay, so simply just created a two variables or session variables and storing a different IDs. Once the okay, when we are like saving this information in this session variable, so uh, so here we have a login check method. When username or password basically get validated in the database and both are like correct, then we are like saving username and ID in the session. Okay, like there is a check model is not null and user type not null. Means to say if a login check is uh, the login details is okay, then it will return me some data that we are like saving in model. Okay, so if we model is not null, that means to say we are like successfully able to successfully logged in and we create the two session variables. Okay, and after creating a variable, I'm just simply redirecting to the home page. Response.redirect to home page. Okay, now let's go to the home page. This is the home page. Okay, again, we have like designed this using a master page, side menu and top menu, top bar basically coming from the master page. And this content uh, is in home page. Okay, let's see the home page. Okay, not on home page, I think on master page. Yes, right. So we have like page load event. Once like this is like the page load event is like the one master page get loaded on the client system. Okay, or get loaded in the memory. So we are like checking the session variable user variable is not null. That means to say we have some data in user variable and and we will like show the message welcome the username. Okay. Otherwise, if session is username is blank or null, so we will again redirect permanently to default page. Okay. So redirect to response or redirect to redirect permanently to default page. Okay. And when we click on this logout button, there is a link. You can see. Okay, let me show you from the code. So here we have a logout link button. Okay, when we click on this link button, this link button dot click event will be executed. So here we have this link button underscore click. When we click on this logout button, so we are basically saying remove all session dot remove all. So whatever the variables we have created inside the session variable, we are basically removing the all of them. And again redirect, we will like permanently redirect to default page, means to say login page. Okay. So basically inside session, we are storing two variables. One is user and second one is user ID. Okay, let me execute it again. Let me add valid data first. 1, 2, 3. Say login. Okay. So we are on home page. We able to see welcome Pawan and logout button. We have these options. Okay. Let me click on this view account. Okay. Search account.aspx. I'm just simply copy this link. Okay. And just set logout. Okay. And I just clicking on back button, refresh. So it's not giving me anything. Okay. Okay. Now I will like paste the search account button, means to say without login, I'm trying to access this page. See, system is not allowing me to access this page. The reason is say there is no session variable now available because we click on the logout. So logout will remove all the session variable. So once we log in into the application, then only the session variable will be created in the memory, and we the data we store in the session variable, then we able to access the other pages of the website. So now we can access any page because session is created. Excuse me, please give me a minute. Yeah, hello, sorry. Okay, so this is like how we are like dealing with the session variables. Okay, so okay, the one thing we are like accessing this session variable in a master page. So master page is like it's a common for the entire website. So we can also say uh, the scope of the session is to entire website. Okay, any doubt in session variable?
No.
Okay. Okay, now next we will discuss the query string. So we have like one more technique to maintain the data, that is a query string. Let's discuss the scope first. So okay, let's say again, uh, now I want to share some data from P1 to P3, just P1 from P1 to P3, not to the entire website, okay, or not on same page, from one page to the next page. So then we can use query string. Okay, the query string is a technique to share the data using URL. Okay, for example, yeah, this one. Let's say the dashboard. So we are on home page right now. I have like a customer code. Let me copy this customer code. I'm moving to the view account and say search. So just see this URL on the top. So you can see question mark CC equals to 1076. 1076 is CC equals to 1076 is basically we are transferring the ID using URL, and CC is basically object or a variable. Okay, so I can change manually based on this data. System will return me the information. Okay, now I'm just changing to 75. So right now the customer code we have record related to 7610376. When I hit this, so see data is changed. If I'm set uh, 374, so now we having 374 data. So basically based on this query, the data inside the query, we can perform the operation, or we can fetch the information. Okay, let's see when I click on this view transaction. So just again monitor the URL. Now we have the two variables. One is CC, second is name. Okay, let's go back and say 6. Okay, again view transaction 6. Now the name is different. Okay, so this is the query string. Okay, how we are like using this query string? Let me show you. Okay, that is on view account. When we click on this search button, then we are creating a query string. So query string variable. Search account. Okay, this is the search account. So we have the search button, and this is the txt customer code text box. So when we click on this search button, okay, so basically we are giving a command response or redirect to view page. While redirecting to the view page, we are also sending some information. That is the text box customer code. Whatever the value we entered in the customer code, we are sending that information to view account. Okay, now let's go to the view account page. So we have this view account page, and let's see on the page load event with how we are like fetching that information. Okay, to fetch the information from query string, we will like write request dot query string, then the variable name. The variable name is CC. So we are basically fetching the information from query string and saving in the customer code. Then further we can use this customer code in our business logic. Like in our case, we are like searching that customer based on the customer code. Okay, so this is the how we like create a query string and how we like retrieve the data from the query string. Then another part is when we click on make transaction. Make transaction. Okay, let me execute it again. Okay, and that is on view account only. Okay, view account. Let's go to the make transaction. Okay, this is the make transaction. Sorry, view transaction. So this is the button code, view transaction button. When we click on this button, view transaction, what we are doing, we are again passing the information to view all transaction page. And the information is one is the CC customer code and second is the name. Okay, so this name is basically coming from some label or something. Okay, and let's go to this view all transaction. This is the view all transaction page. Okay, on this page load event, now you can see we are like fetching two information. One is CC and second is name. Again, we are populating this query string information into variables, and further we are using this variable in our code. Okay, so any query related to query string? Clear?
Yeah, I think it's clear.
Okay, okay, all right. So we are like done with query string, session, view. The next one is cookies. So again, I have not implemented cookie in this project, but we separately we can create a sample for cookie as well. Let me explain the cookie concept. Okay, so cookie is also again the technique to store the data uh, on a client side. Okay, so basically we use cookie for the tracking purpose. So let's say this is my client C1. So we will create a cookie. Let's say this is a cookie. So the name is, let's say, track client. Okay. So data inside this cookie is, let's say, uh, count, and this cookie will have expiry time as well. Expiry date or time. Okay. So when we access, let's say when this page, this is the P1 page. This page is like open on client's browser. This cookie basically downloaded on the client side, downloaded on client system. Okay. Okay. So this is, let's say, a client system or a client browser. So client will the second time, let's say the second time, uh, okay, we can say the first time when this cookie get downloaded on client system, client just open this website for next 20 minutes and then log out after 20 minutes. But when client log out after 20 minutes, but this cookie still exists on the client system. Okay. And the second time when client open the same website, this cookie will get attached with the request and sent to the server. Server will like fetch all this information we have like stored in the cookie, like the with the name, whatever the count is. Let's say the first time when client first time access this the page count is 1. Okay. And when the same cookie get attached with the request, server identify it is the same client, server will like increase the count to 2 and increase the expiry time as well. Maybe let's say we have like set the expiry time is to 30 minutes, but within 30-minute client again access the website. So we extend the website cookie same cookie duration next 30 minutes to next 30 minutes. So when we update this information, again we download the same cookie to the client on client system with the updated information. Okay. So let's say so the life of this cookie is 30 minutes, but client access after 2 hours. And let's say the count is 2. So after 30 minutes, this cookie get basically get deleted from the client system. It will only track the system for next 30 minutes only, or track the client just for next 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, if client is not interacting with this with the same website, then this cookie will get deleted from the client system as well. Let's say client access the application after 2 hours, then system will treat it this client as a again a new client, and the count will be again will start with 1. Okay. So
Yeah.
so we are just left with the 6 minute. I'm not able to complete the code for the cookie, so I'll create the code and we'll discuss the code directly by tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, not tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am, yes, that is 27. So tomorrow, actually, I have like one family function, so I'm not able to take your class tomorrow. So
Okay.
we will like connect on Friday.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.